Welcome to the signing ceremony for the St. Jude's Hospital Reconstruction and Rehabilitation Project. I am your Mistress of Ceremony, Mondi Lewis, from the Office of the Prime Minister. Today is indeed a milestone in this administration. St. Lucians near and far have looked forward to today as we secure financing for the rehabilitation and reconstruction of St. Jude Hospital. Another round of applause for our Prime Minister who has brought this home for us. To welcome you to this auspicious occasion, I would like to invite the Honorable Alva Baptiste, Minister for External Affairs, International Trade, Civil Aviation, and Diaspora Affairs. Honorable Minister.
Today I have been clothed with the important trust of welcoming you to this very important occasion. One of signing an agreement between the government of St. Lucia and Saudi Arabia for the St. Jude's Hospital reconstruction project. I will set in motion my brief welcome remarks by saying to our visiting Saudi friends, Salam alaikum. Alan West Alan fi St. Lucia. We welcome you to St. Lucia in the true spirit of friendship. Your engagement with us at this juncture is not by accident. Since the end of the Cold War, St. Lucia found itself experiencing a change in the international context in which the country had existed. Of particular significance was the fact that this period coincided with the evolution of the era of economic globalization and policy responses that radically changed the international economic policy context in which the country had functioned. For decades, for many decades now, we have found ourselves navigating a global political environment which is pregnant with the seeds of our country's continued marginalization. And in our attempts to create an improved framework to survive as we navigate this complex and fluid world situation, in our 2021 manifesto, this is what the Honorable Philip Joseph Pierre presented to the people of this country. On page 29, speaking about our external relations, it said, and I quote, "Establish economic diplomacy with non-traditional countries in order to expand our country's economic links and the opportunity for more foreign direct investment." Unquote. Clearly, this is a deliberate policy of the Philip J. Pierre administration to reach out to non-traditional friends as we seek to create an improved framework for us to match our basic need with greater possibilities. And it is in this spirit that I prognosticate a long-term arrangement with Saudi Arabia as we focus on common objectives of humanity. Because public health is a long-term foreign policy objective, we have started there. And of course, the people of St. Lucia are going to celebrate this moment. In the Creole language, we say, "Ipoko mem dusi ijado." It means that you have not even sweetened it, it's already sweet. And so, today, the signing ceremony is not just a symbolic thing, but rather it is to put the St. Jude's Hospital reconstruction project in overdrive. And so I'm so anxious for the signing that I'm going to be extremely brief and take my welcome remarks to its logical conclusion by saying welcome all to this historic occasion as we take off in a way, to borrow again a term from a past president of the US, that the world has never seen before. So welcome all as we continue this journey to deliver quality health care to the people of this country.
Thank you, Honorable Baptiste. And again, we want to say thank you to the Honorable Ava Baptiste and the Ministry of External Affairs, because they did some really heavy lifting in these negotiations. And we thank you for your work, Honorable. I would now like to welcome Honorable Moses Jean-Baptiste, Minister for Health, Wellness, and Elderly Affairs, as he brings you remarks. Honorable.
I'm very pleased to address you this morning, and I thank the Holy Spirit for this day. I thank all those who are here with us and those who are watching and who have joined us online. I stand here today as the Minister of Health, Wellness, and Elderly Affairs to reaffirm my commitment and that of the board, the management, and the entire staff of the St. Jude Hospital to the transition of the St. Jude Hospital from the George Odlum Stadium to the rehabilitated facility at our traditional site at Auger. I stand here with my Prime Minister, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, and Cabinet colleagues as we press ahead, as we press on with the delivery of arguably the most important election promise to the electorate of St. Lucia in 2021. That promise, Excellency, is the delivery of the St. Jude Hospital to the people of St. Lucia. Thank you, Excellency Sultan Al-Mashad and your team, and thanks to the people of Saudi Arabia and all those who contribute to your fund for this generous consideration. The St. Jude Hospital, which you assist today, is very special to the people of St. Lucia, and in particular to the people of the South. I represent a constituency in the south of St. Lucia. It is called VA4 North. My colleague who spoke before me represents another constituency in the south of St. Lucia, the constituency of Labrie. And the former Prime Minister, Dr. Kenny Anthony, represents VA4 South. And there are many other constituencies very near to these constituencies, and we share a very special bond. The St. Jude Hospital Reconstruction Project is also very special to me, Excellency, because on this tragic night, many years ago, September 9th, the 3 individuals who perished in that fire all come from my constituency. So whenever we speak of the rehabilitation of the St. Jude Hospital, it causes all kinds of emotions, not only in me and my colleagues and the Prime Minister, but also in the people whom we represent. I want to say to you and to take this opportunity to also evoke the name of Hogarth Belize and the Sisters of the Sorrowful Mother. It is always important to remind everyone that this journey started in 1965, Excellency, and the hospital was opened on September 5th, 1966. And we have a glorious tradition of assistance to the people of St. Lucia and also collaboration with other medical professionals around the world. Here is what this hospital does. Excellency, I want to give you a very brief idea. We are a very small population in St. Lucia, but this hospital serves approximately 50,000 people annually. Over 16,500 people accessing specialty clinics at the hospital, with a staff of over 400. It's costing us over $35 million annually to operate the hospital. In the circumstances of a small country like St. Lucia, this is really a challenge. But we are so very thankful for your consideration and your gift. I want to take this opportunity to pay tribute once again to all of the medical professionals at the St. Jude Hospital, all of the staff, the ancillary staff, everyone, the people of the South, the people of St. Lucia, who continue to contribute to the well-being of the St. Jude Hospital. At the stadium, I am sure, Excellency, yourself and others have visited the stadium and the conditions there. We cannot remain in the stadium for much longer. And this government, headed by Honorable Philip J. Pierre, is determined to look for all collaborations and to hold hands with all men and women of goodwill from all countries. And I'm so thankful that your country has stepped forth and your organization has stepped forth to say, yes, we are going to be part of humanity and we're going to assist you to develop your hospital. I'm very thankful. As the Minister of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, I pledge the commitment of our team, the Permanent Secretary, Ms. Jenny Daniel, and the whole team at Team Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs. I pledge our commitment and the commitment of the staff, the board, and all those who are associated with the St. Jude Hospital. I pledge our commitment, our support, and our devotion to this work, and to say to you, we are going to press on, as my colleagues say in Cabinet. Press on, press ahead. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Moses Jean-Baptiste, and again, thank you for your work and that of your ministry. Over the last couple of weeks, I've had the honor of working with the team from the Saudi Fund for Development. We've put in some nights, we've put in a lot of work, and that was the easy part, I believe. I know the negotiations have been going on for some time, and again, we thank you for your service and your cooperation with the government and the people of St. Lucia. So now I would like to call on His Excellency Sultan Al Mashad, Chief Executive Officer of the Saudi Fund for Development, to deliver remarks.
Thank you very much, and good morning, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Honorable Philip J. Prier, Minister of External Affairs, International Trade, Civil Aviation, Honorable Alva Baptiste, Minister of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, Honorable Moses J. Baptiste, Government official from St. Lucia, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure and honor to be here with you today in this wonderful nation of St. Lucia to announce the first present of the Saudi Fund for Development in the country, making it the 9th country to receive funding for a major development project from Saudi Fund. Today marks an exciting and bright chapter for the both of our countries, with the signing of development loan agreement worth $75 million for the reconstruction and rehabilitation for St. Jude Hospital. This project signifies Saudi Fund for Development committed to promoting sustainable development in St. Lucia by contributing to support the healthcare sector and social infrastructure. It also highlights the fund's ambition to support small island development states and developing countries around the world. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the reconstruction and rehabilitation of St. Jude Hospital aims to provide an integrated medical facilities with a capacity of approximately more than 100 beds that offers secondary medical care of St. Lucia's population. Additionally, the hospital's rehabilitation will include the enhancement of its climate resilience capabilities, thereby improving the stability and resilience. This project will reconstruct and rehabilitate the hospital's eastern, western, and southern wings, along with its sub-buildings. St. Lucia's population will benefit from many new facilities, including a pharmacy, maternity wards, accident and emergency department, and surgical operation rooms, among other combined. These will help deliver diverse and good health care services to the people of St. Lucia. Crucially, through this project, important contribution will also be made toward creating employment in the health sector, helping to realize the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, especially SDGs 3, good health and well-being, SDGs and SDGs 8, decent work and economic growth. Finally, I am pleased to convey to you the greetings and wishes from the government of Saudi Arabia for continuous progress, growth, and prosperity. And on behalf of the Saudi Fund for Development, I would like to express our deep appreciation to your Excellencies and people of St. Lucia for the warm welcome and hospitality shown. We sincerely hope this project will support the country's development journey and bring about further prosperity in the future prosperity in line with the SDGs. Finally, thank you very much, and I hope all the best for your country.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your remarks and well wishes from the government and people of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. For the exciting part, Prime Minister, are you prepared to sign that agreement that has been negotiated for months now? So right now we will join Prime Minister and His Excellency at the head table for the signing of the agreement for the reconstruction and rehabilitation of the St. Jude Hospital. Okay. And there you have it, folks, signed, sealed, and delivered. St. Jude's Reconstruction and Rehabilitation. At this time, I would like to call on the Honorable Prime Minister to deliver remarks.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm in this business, I not normally feel emotional. I've understood that in politics, it's a place where you can't afford to be emotional, because when you make one step, somebody tries to take you down 4 or 5 steps. But this morning, I can't help, and I almost did not want to say anything today, because I feel a burden of the loss of almost $200 million. when I ponder on what really happened at the St. Jude Hospital after the fire, when I think about the lives that were lost, and I think of the reason why buildings that where there was no real reason for these buildings to be left abandoned, and they were abandoned for 3 years because somebody wanted to play politics. It hurts me. It really hurts me. And I feel for the staff and the people of St. Jude Hospital who have worked in basically what could be called the most trying conditions for people to work in, and the patients who had to endure. And the way they toiled, the way they were patient, and the way today I can say to them, on behalf of the government of St. Lucia, I thank them, but I have to apologize for them. And I think they deserve, apologize to them, and I feel they deserve a round of applause. This morning is almost like a dream. I was asked to meet the Minister of Tourism from Saudi Arabia. He paid a call, a normal courtesy call on me. Some time ago, I think it was last year, when the minister paid a courtesy call on me, and we had a discussion, and he asked me what really are the pressing needs for the people of St. Lucia at this time. And I said to him, we have a hospital where we've spent so many millions of dollars on it, and the hospital is not completed. And he asked why. But when you speak, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs can tell you, when you speak about your country in diplomatic circles, you really cannot say why. So I did not tell him why. I said it was circumstances beyond our control. I said there was a fire, etc. So he said to me, okay, and that was it. Then last year, I think this year, February or so, I was told that that this same minister would be coming back to pay a visit to St. Lucia. I did not know what he was coming for, but I had always understood that we needed to have new friends. The South-South dialogue was important. We had to make new friends. We had to cultivate new friends. We had to cultivate new alliances. So we met at the Hiwanora Airport, and normal discussion, I said to him that I want him to see the St. Jude Hospital, that I would like his government to fund for us. And we went to St. Jude. We went to he was gracious enough to visit the stadium, and then when he spent 10 minutes in the stadium, he said, let's go. So we went to the St. Jude Hospital site, and he looked at both buildings, and he asked me, what happens there? Again, I couldn't say. So because St. Lucia is my country, St. Lucia is our country, St. Lucia is my country, and you have to respect your country. You can't allow politics to cause you to put your country in a path that it ought not to be. So I explained to him, and going back, I said to him, Your Excellency, I'd like you to help us fund this hospital. And he said, yes. Yes. And from that time, the rest is history. Two technical teams have arrived in St. Lucia. One just left yesterday. I want to thank Edison Henry and the people who were involved in speaking and working with that technical team. They deserve a round of applause. And he said that as soon as that team left, I got a letter from the Saudi fund saying that they had approved a loan of 281,250,000 Saudi riyals. I immediately went to my Google and I found out that was 74,960,040.94 US, which is equivalent to 201,642,507 EC. And to my amazement, they said that was a loan, a 5-year grace period at 2% interest. And with the support of the staff of the Ministry of Finance, and sometimes I know we put some pressure on the staff of the Ministry of Finance, sometimes for good reason, right? But the staff of the Ministry of Finance, the Permanent Secretary, the staff, the director, the people in the debt unit, they began negotiations around this agreement which we signed here today. And we included what is novel for these loans. We included a disaster clause. A disaster clause means that if there is an act of God, if there is a disaster, payments would cease. And I want to thank the Saudi Arabian government for doing that. Because too much of our debt has to be paid because of disasters. And then after, you have to pay it in spite of the fact that it was taken for a particular purpose, which was a disaster. So I really want to thank the Saudi fund for doing that for us. And for the skeptics, there will be many. This loan will do the following. It is a loan that will do the following. It will rehabilitate the eastern wing, which contains outpatient clinics, a pharmacy, maternity wards, and a neonatal care department. The surgical wing, which includes the accident and emergency department, x-rays, the lab, and surgical operating rooms. The western wing, this building houses the kitchen on the ground floor and the administrative offices on the first floor. The southern wing, this wing will be sealed and protected from deterioration from natural occurrences and thus preserved for future expansion of the health facility. So in local parlance, we are going to have to seal off the box. Because even if the circumstances that it was built on, we still have to protect it because it's built with funds from the taxpayers of this country and from donor countries. We have to protect it. And that is the ethos of the government of the St. Lucia Labour Party. We do not throw the baby away with the bathwater. We do not denigrate our country for political reasons. We do not peddle lies and misinformation only for political reasons. This is not the way we operate. So we will protect it for future use. The sub-buildings, including maintenance and laundry building, the physiotherapy building, the volunteer housing, the warehouse, and most importantly, the George Odlum Stadium, rehabilitation of the sports stadium to be able to host various sporting games. This loan it's expected that the entire project, including the sports stadium, should be completed by 2028, including the sports stadium. But the hospital buildings, where work will not stop, we expect that the hospital buildings to be completed at the earliest possible opportunity, because we have secured the funding. We've secured the funding. So what's left for us now is for us to continue work on the project, and our Saudi friends will ensure that the proceeds reach St. Lucia as early as possible. It's very important, Your Excellency, that this hospital is completed at the earliest possible time. It's very important. The people of the South have already suffered. The people of the South have suffered. The workers, the hospital staff, they've endured years of suffering. I want to thank the Honorable Stephenson King, who at the time was the Prime Minister, and he saw the reason why we should rehabilitate the existing buildings. A round of applause for Stephenson King. And the Honorable Kenny Anthony, who is parliamentary representative for Beaufort South, and he continued rehabilitation of these buildings. A round of applause for I want to thank Dr. Kenny Anthony, who continued the work on these buildings. And this government will continue that work after a study that said there was no scientific reason, there was no logical reason why work should not have continued on these buildings. And when the technical staff from the Saudi fund visited the buildings, because they didn't take our word for it, they visited the buildings, the technical experts, and they also decided that there was no reason why work should not continue on these existing buildings. And I thank you for that, Excellency. So we are going to press ahead. We're going to press ahead. We're going to press ahead. And the people of the South will get a new facility. They will get a new facility. It's no longer they might get. They will get a new facility, thanks to our friends from Saudi Arabia. And this is the start of a new level of cooperation. I've been told by the minister that there's going to be more investment in St. Lucia from our friends in Saudi Arabia. Investment in the industries of tourism, the industry of tourism, of tourism, of manufacturing. And you are going to hear a lot more from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We are a small country, but we are grateful. We are a small country, but we respect when people have been good to us. And your government and through this one has been good to us. Because I'm told that there are over 700 projects that you are looking at. And St. Lucia was the first one which you've dealt with such dexterity and in such a short time. I thank you for that. There are no secrets in disagreement. There are no hidden clauses. There is disagreement, is agreement between two sovereign countries, vetted by the officials of the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Legal Affairs or the Attorney General's office. Vetted by them, scrutinized by them. There was no ministerial influence. My job was to find the money and hand it over to them. And both the AG and his office and the staff of the Ministry of Finance, they worked tirelessly because we had to be sure that all the I's were dotted and all the T's were crossed. And sometimes it's a back and forth with the negotiations. But in the final analysis, this product is a product that will deliver St. Jude Hospital to the people of St. Lucia. And I say this without any fear. I say this with the confidence that the government that I lead, we've kept one of our major promises to the people of St. Lucia. And I'm proud of that. I'm very proud of that. I make no I make no excuses for being proud of the men and women that I work with, for being proud of the doctors and nurses and staff of the St. Jude Hospital, of the board members of St. Jude Hospital. I make no apologies for being proud of them. I make no apologies for saying that they are super people. I make no apologies for saying that they have the welfare of the people of St. Lucia at heart as we seek to give them affordable and accessible health care. The patience that the people of the South have endured, the patience, the day of delivery is nigh, very, very close. The board members who have had to battle with the pressures, I want to tell them that delivery is close by. And for the skeptics who thought it would never happen, it is happening. It's not a dream again. It's not a political promise. It's a reality. These good people did not come from Saudi Arabia to pay 3-4 visits to this country. 4 visits to this country. 2 visits by a technical team, 1 visit by a minister, and another one by the chairman of the fund. They did not come to St. Lucia just for a holiday, or I wish they would stay for a holiday. They came to St. Lucia to fulfill a promise, to make a statement, an ideological statement that the South has to look towards the South. A statement of a shift where we keep our traditional friends, but we have to make new friends. We have to make new friends. And our friends in the South, we have to embrace them and thank them. So, Your Excellency, I want you to convey my thanks, my extreme gratitude to the people of Saudi Arabia. And I hope, the governing people of Saudi Arabia, and I hope that we can cause that project to move with the speed that it needs to. We've started very well. I hope it continues. Thank you. So our people can benefit. And I want to invite you and your minister to St. Lucia for the cutting of the ribbon for the new facility. I wish that you can come over to celebrate with us, to enjoy the moment with us, because I can tell you, it's going to be one of the happiest days in the lives, not only the people of the South, but the people of St. Lucia, when we can finally get health care at the St. Jude Hospital in the original buildings. Excellency, all I can say now is thank you, and thank the people of the South, the doctors, the nurses, the staff, the members of the board, and the cabinet of ministers. We have endured. We have endured the pressure. We've endured the mistruths. We've endured the misinformation. We've endured all of that. And today, deliverance is nigh. Thank you very much.